The freedom dividend.
It's a beautiful American phrase. I could see like the flag waving in the wind and the bald eagle.
Yeah,
Like
who could
it.
be against the freedom dividend?
Yeah,
You'd have to
okay.
be some kind of jerk.
How much is this going to cost, and can we afford it?
How do you get, let's say, approximately $3 trillion a year to fund universal basic income? The first thing is it's not actually $3 trillion. And the reason why it's not $3 trillion is that if you look at what we're currently doing, we're spending about $1.5 trillion right now on 126 welfare programs and Social Security. And so if you say, hey, here's a dividend of $1,000 a month, but if you're already getting more than $1,000, if we're not just going to stack it on top, we're just going to say you're guaranteed $1,000. And if you're already getting more, then this doesn't touch you. So the $3 trillion actually shrinks a lot very fast. So you're looking at $1.8 trillion. It's a lot of money, but it's actually manageable.
Where's the money come from?
So number one, the big change we need to make is we need to be in position to harness the gains from artificial intelligence and new technologies. So what we need to do is we need to join every other industrialized country in the world and have a value-added tax, which would give the public a slice of every Google search and every Amazon transaction. More and more work and value is getting sucked up and soaked up by a handful of technology companies. Amazon, for example, is doing another $20 billion in commerce every year, and it's now pushing 30% of American malls and Main Street stores into closing. And unfortunately, even as Amazon's soaking up more and more value, you probably saw the headline where last year Amazon enjoyed record profits and paid zero in federal taxes. And so if you put a mechanism in place where the American people get a tiny slice of every Amazon sale, every Google search, every Uber mile, because our economy is so vast, a value-added tax at even half the European level would generate almost $1 trillion in revenue for the US. Number two, money in our hands ends up growing our economy. When you put money into people's hands, the money doesn't disappear. By putting $1,000 into the hands of American adults, you'd grow the economy by 12% and we'd get back $500 billion in new tax revenue. We all know that right now, most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 57% of Americans can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. So you put $1,000 a month into their hands, it's going to go right back into the economy. They're going to spend it on food, childcare, car repairs they've been putting off, the occasional night out. And then all of those businesses end up hiring more people, and then we end up getting some of the money back as tax revenues. This is like the trickle-up economy, because none of the money disappears. It goes right back into the economy. Number three, we would save hundreds of billions in healthcare, incarceration, homelessness services, and the massive value gains from having a population with higher education rates, better health, better nutrition, better mental health, better productivity. Studies have shown that if you have $1,000 a month, your kids are healthier, better nourished, more likely to graduate from high school and get further education, mental health improves, relationships improve, domestic violence goes down, hospital visits go down, and your worker productivity goes up. When you run a company, you say, I'm going to invest in my people. I'm going to treat them well and try and train them and give them resources because that'll increase your productivity as an organization. In the public sector, we have the opposite approach, where if I can just avoid spending money on you, then I'm going to somehow save money. When we end up spending that money in very, very dark, costly, counterproductive ways in the back end, because they wind up in our institutions. Our institutions just spend a truckload of money. So if you look at the cost savings and the value gains and the economic growth, that actually gets you back about $1 trillion of the 1.8. And then number four, we're going to save 100 to 200 billion on things like incarceration and homelessness services and emergency room healthcare. All of those things together would make the freedom dividend pay for itself and then some, conservatively. We need to reverse the mindset of scarcity with a mindset of abundance. And the best way to do that is to secure Americans'